Cottage, yeah. Yeah, I was hoping we would catch something on the dyno today, but
yeah. Well, I can take it in.
Yeah.
This is my area. I go short blocks, cam bearings, rings. I go through everything and make sure everybody's got their parts.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be built.
You do everything, pretty much everything starts here once everything.
Once all the machine work is done, it comes in here and I go so make sure we got every part that's every part for it. So when they put it on the stand, that they can try to go and not have to stop.
Yeah, not have to wait on the part.
Yeah. And right now, parts are pretty scary.
It's pretty hard to get.
Yeah.
Wow.
This used to be a room, but we ran out of room and got rid of it because we didn't use it.
Yeah. Everything pretty much gets put in the car and put on the hub dyno, I'm guessing.
Yeah, because it's a good bit of setup.
Yeah.
This is our main shop. This is our office. This is the head area.
That's where the magic happens.
Yeah. we got to know about, we got a machine job, cut valves, 2 CNCs.
Wow.
This is our line hole, cylinder hole, where everything is balanced. Cornbread back.
Yeah. Yeah, I met a few of them in the ring.
Not for springs.
Yeah, radio prep shop like Mentor or something called.
Yeah, just no travel on the front end.
Yeah.
It's been being shut down.
Oh, are you? Yeah.
Probably rest of the little.
Yeah. Your purple car was pretty much too nice for that kind of stuff.
But we sit in there we sit on the floor with us in this room. It's that time, it's that time.
People still comment on the video from there and they're like,
yeah, I read a lot of comments and a lot of them really piss me off. What people have said about the car. It's people from the corner of their mama's couch that want to give you their 2 cents. And it's racing. We know every time we get in there, there's a chance that can happen.
anytime, anywhere.
And we've radio raced forever. World record for everything.
Yeah.
We've seen them pour up on the road just as much.
It wasn't crazy, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm glad you walked away.
Sammy was driving.
Yeah.
But I figure it'll be, we think it'll be the top wreck of the 20.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. We just had that, we were on the street, that one in Darlington was pretty bad too, that hustling horsepower guys.
Yeah, that's
But anytime they roll, it's not good.
And it wasn't even his fault, but it's just part of it.
Yeah.
We know when we was playing in the road down here.
Oh yeah, I remember the Jonboy.
It just got a little crazy and people still refer back to that. Well, they did the same thing in the road, like, man, you won't do that if you sit on the couch.
Exactly. Well, they said that, like in the other guys' video, they said, oh, well, just, the truck could have let off, but, the windows are like this big,
Here's the thing, normally with us, like, we go to the track with some other racers and stuff like unless they competitive, they're not really racing anybody, like, you can't tell somebody what they should have done. You're not in the car.
That stuff happens real quick.
That's why I remember me and Sammy, we joked about it. We all could have joked about it. There's nothing that I can blame him for. I couldn't tell him what to do because my ass wasn't in the seat.
Exactly.
Now, we've seen no prep cars, guys are 10 cars behind and they're wop, 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 wop. And then they wreck it, man, that's their fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once you're so far behind, you're done.
It was a little different.
We actually had a race going and we was going in on with it. And I thought it was cool racing, watching videos and stuff.
I knew I thought it was actually looking for it.
if he would have struck a tire in the same place I did,
Yeah,
and I
you never know.
I'm saying I've been there.
Yeah.
I was still in the
And that was pretty much y'all's first race, right?
We had ran Darlington.
That's right, yeah. You
And
did good.
Union, Darlington was our first big course race. We went to Union and tested a couple times.
Yeah.
You know, run a couple times, got the road. And then we went to run a Shady Side race. It wasn't really enough. And then that, you know, and Sammy had been way faster on the radios. You know, we've been 419 on the radios. Cones and passes, everything. A radio versus a slick car, everything's different. Especially number.
Yeah.
Normally when the frame gets that high, the radio car, you feel it.
Yeah.
When it starts walking on a radio car, you let out.
Yeah.
So everything I was.
You can't really recover a radio.
Right. So
Yeah.
I was kind of, I mean, out, I was inexperienced. So that was what ended up really cost my.
But I mean, if you think about it, if you look and we've been back to Hillsborough since, they say it's slick up top anyway. You know, even
If you watch any video, half track, everybody works half track, but half track at home, everybody's all over.
Yeah, it don't matter if it was a prep day or something.
We've seen a couple of them right in the same spot, you know.
Yeah.
And we don't blame the track, we don't blame anything. I just wish, looking back, the only thing that I had done different, I wish I would have known that when all four bullets were on, that it instantly went green.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
No.
And really, he knew, you know. So, I mean, as soon as my bullets were on, he pretty much left. And I was I'm immediately on
On the scramble. Yeah.
So it wasn't when I got on the scramble when it came out, because it like 5 hours on the scramble. And nobody shows the past before that racing all over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, see, I have the whole thing, but yeah, the car moved. You know.
And if Bubba would have beat us, we wouldn't even be here talking about it. Yeah, so we kind of went on Bubba with the green car. He should outrun us. But the car, we went a 5, was it 570? The pass before that.
Yeah.
It was like 135 or so.
Yeah. It was moving, yeah. That was the first time I really got to look at the car. I heard only Nancy likes it, you know.
And then there was more people there mad about the car being tore up than I was.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
well, the main thing he was, you know, I mean, because I seen you at Digger Die like the next weekend.
Yeah.
Just had a black eye, you know.
well, he did that here.
Oh, okay.
I was on a piece of all on the motor.
Yeah.
But as far as the crash,
Yeah.
no bruises, wasn't sore, clean, nothing.
Yeah.
And that's an testament to our safety. We was here Monday.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people talk trash about the car, didn't have the bars. It took the frame rails and the bars with it.
Yeah. I seen the whole tour.
The
I was
frame
talking about the whole
rails, and where it hit, it was right behind the driver's door, at the top back section of it.
Yeah.
It didn't even bend. Like, every piece of bar around me was intact. Nothing was bent. Actually, the crossbar on the top, it was 5/8 of it. It was straight.
Yeah.
There was a guy that actually come bald it off.
Oh, really?
After I got it tore all apart. And I was like, what are you gonna do with it? He said, he's gonna cut the bars out.
So did you save the motor and trains and all that?
Yeah, motor transmission was good, some of the electronics,
How about the
basically
rear?
needed wiring harnesses. Nothing from the back of the cage back was any good.
Okay.
Nothing. I mean,
the main stuff for what?
once I was thinking, I'm like, man, I gotta save this motor transmission and shit. It's upside down, I'm like,
Yeah, got at least save the motor and trains.
But, I mean, that had, man, we laughed, I ain't never been mad at nobody, there were more people upset about the car than I was. There was people there really walking up to this, I mean, it wasn't my car, but they were handing me cash, like, here's $50, $100, you know, I'm like. Yeah, and the dude that got, since they shut the race down, the guy that was still in it, he gave me the $1,200
That's pretty cool.
at the track, because they give it to me, and I'm like, this ain't my money. Well, he shows up, and he's like, they try to give it to me, he's like, that was $4. I said, yes. And it's $1,200, $1,250.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, there's some stand-up people out there, you know, like
Yeah.
a lot of people, like I comment, you know, I don't like putting it right with you, you know, like, you know, of course, people want to see
Well, a
them.
lot of people do.
I reached out to you guys, you know, like I reached out to one of you guys, was like, you know, on your like Nick, I talked to him and like he was fine, but a lot of people are like, you know, these guys shouldn't get anything. We had to pay to rebuild our cars, and it's like nobody's making it. You know, if you want give them money or help them out.
That's what I come back when I told we got together or whatever, and I said, I just hope somebody got a good deal.
Well, yeah, my car to leave is already a deal.
Yeah.
It was like 2 or 3.
Well, see, I was live, like I always, you know, but that wasn't. I think people had already uploaded it, you know.
Well,
But
man, when me and my girlfriend left that night to travel, had no idea that it was going to be that big of a deal. Like it was on TMZ, it made the Facebook news feed, it was everywhere, and we had no idea it was going to be like that.
Just a bunch of dope redneck no That's all it is. That's all they said.
But yeah, like you said, that car, it was definitely moving that day. Like you said, it can happen anywhere. It can happen out here on the street with a
Man, you know how many times we've radio raced and seen cars cross this?
And like I said, man, I think about it, you know, daily. And I think back on it, and the only thing that I really wish would have happened was I would have left with Billy. Then I wouldn't have had been on the scramble potentially.
Yeah.
And, you know, might not be here, but everything else, I would have done it the same.
Yeah. And you never know what's gonna happen, you know, I mean, he could have shut off halfway down, you know, but.
It's crazy, man. Like I
You know,
said,
they're kind of running their.
well, you watch the guys put their 5-layer shit on over their jeans,
Yeah.
and like I said, these SFI-20 cross device, fire system, all that shit. I was like, oh my God. It wasn't.
But you know, like you said, couch people.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody's comments on the couch. We appreciate that.
So what do you got going on here? What are you doing?
Setting this block together so the home, so I run the home
Yeah.
and balance stuff here. Zach, line holes, measures main bearing clearance, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, basically everything will come in here in the center. This center stack will go into either CNC machine and it'll be, you can do everything there. I mean, board, deck, top fill, everything happens over there. Once it's done, they'll go out there, they'll wash it, it'll come back. This is mine and Zach's lineup, so we'll just pick based off of who's in a hurry, who's trying to make a race, or just schedule what needs to be home, balanced, line home. Then he'll throw everything up here, he'll deburr everything real good, clean it all up, and go back to the wash, and then he'll go there with Skinny, and he'll organize the more as far as parts, can bearings, get all that stuff ready before it'll actually come in here and be assembled. And this is our assembly room. Okay, so we got 2 engine builders. Obviously Sammy and then Mark. He left a little while ago. But this stuff here is machine work is done. You know, we kind of got more machine work's done, stuff's ready to go. We'll kind of slide it over here as we go with it. And we kind of have a little schedule, again, of who's in a hurry, who's trying to make a race, who, you know, needs their stuff done.
Yeah.
You know, we try to keep a schedule, but there is other circumstances.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
You never know what's.
you know, so they'll assemble.
I've seen this beautiful picture on this thing. I'm a small lot for got that voice.
Yeah, this nice
Shelby block.
Shelby block. You know, now so it's got a nice set of high ports on here.
Yeah.
But now the problem is getting intake, so that you set this intake up, mark everything, so now this has got to be ported to fit this. Like none of this stuff fits. Man.
No,
everything has to be grinded.
Bill, of course you got all the
So it's really tough because the guys that build motors at home, they get their heads and like, man, it's badass and get into it. They're like, you can catch this in the video right here, but you can see where they go in here and scribe this out. This is how much has to be cut out of this intake. Like,
for it to match.
what you know, a lot of you guys at home,
No, you're not. Yeah, you're right.
so that is why, honestly, Mark and Sammy had the toughest deals because they have to make all this stuff that's supposed to work they have to make
Make it fit,
you know,
yeah.
whether it's ground on it, beat on it,
Yeah.
cuss it a little bit.
Yeah, especially something like, small block Ford's not popular anymore, really. I mean, it's all LS, probably
Holly has stepped up and made a couple different manifolds for them. Other than that, your Ford doesn't have a whole lot of.
You can't buy a dual injector manifold for like
LS stuff.
you can buy a dual 16 injector intake.
Yeah, your LS stuff has Frankenstein. Everybody's making manifolds for these cars.
Yeah.
Holly did step up and start doing some small block Ford stuff, and that was really awesome. So that is.
But this is exotic.
Oh, this is a nice piece.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think it's gonna have a blower, pro charger on it.
Yeah.
They're gonna another race this deal.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I think Jared Tucker is doing the car for.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So once it's done, it'll go to him. He'll fit the motor, and then he'll start building all the rest of it. So it'll be nice. Sammy's working on all aluminum Rolex big ball. Aluminum rod wheel. Nice. Visitor billet intake. Nice, real nice. And the bad thing is, actually, both of these motors, everything was bought brand new, so that's where you get in and the fit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's like that. We get old motors in here to take apart. Some of it ain't bad. Some you'll find a lot of stuff that still don't fit together that great. But your new, all brand new motors, nothing fits.
But like that's where they say power is a machine work. A lot of guys will slap them intakes on.
They wouldn't
and
even look at that.
they just slap them on and like, well, the line's up close and the gas gets sealed, but there's power there.
One that I finished this morning, we got
Yeah.
an intake on his car for a long time. He actually bought it from somebody else. Either way, I could have put the intake on it, and it's got O-ring on the intake, so there's no gasket.
Yeah.
I put it on, and it's like 200,000 slow. That's when you put a gasket on it, but so I stack everything up, measure everything. I figure out it needs to be around 150, 200. We have to scan the intake and then cut out our own gaskets
Yeah.
to fit on it. But half of the O-ring is in the port plug, and it's been this way for a year.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's not right, and it's worked, but it's daylight. You can't leave here like that,
No.
It's that's the between him and Mark. That's the small details that make it, a real nice over the top, nice bit.
Oh,
I mean, like you said, most guys will just they'll bolted that on because they will see
Yeah.
hurt or wrong.
Yeah.
And it'd have been what it was. To make it better by port matching it and lining
Oh, yeah.
everything up. And
Yeah.
that's.
I mean, of course, like most of my stuff's been, built in the garage, but we still check that stuff, but
Yeah.
a lot of guys, they just slap it on as close to nothing, but
I mean,
That's the small.
ignorance is
that could
bliss.
be 4 to 5 tenths, you never know, something,
When they say
something like that.
ignorance is bliss, I mean, it really is. Like, somebody can get away with something crazy that I can't get away with half of. Because it's like if you know, it would never work.
Yeah. Plus your name's on, not only Kevin, but yours too, you all take pride in what you do.
And that's what we tell people, that's your motor, but it has our name on it, so it's got to be right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, they got heads in here that's done. Obviously, all these cranks here are polished, they're balanced, they're tagged. We got heads over here. We're a huge dealer for Wisco.
Yeah.
We run MGP, GRP, and RR rods. We're a dealer for a ton of companies, Pro Charter, Precision.
Yeah, like it's pretty much non-stop shop.
Yeah.
Pub dyno, big ground dyno.
Yep, well, down there, rollers. If this is what we do, man. Everybody gets a part, everybody's got their names on it for parts. Like I say, we label this stuff. blocks are labeled. You know, you get, we actually today, we had 200 motors in here. 200 units. Like, so without, if you don't label this stuff,
You're gonna mix it up.
no,
Yeah.
you're being mixed
Yeah.
up big time.
Yeah. Everything's pretty good. It looks like you kind of overgrown, but
Big time.
that's good though. I mean, it's good that, you know, when you find something that works.
Yep, so there, eventually, we're gonna have this a huge space.
Yeah.
And that'll be real nice. Right now, we just kind of make do with what we
Yeah.
got. But yeah, Jonboy said today at lunch, he had 200 jobs.
We got this my shop stuff here, which that's how we keep track of everything.
Yeah.
Everything has a job, like this is what I'm working on. It
Yeah.
shows the hours, how much time
What
I got on
parts,
this line.
everything,
And then
yeah.
you can see, this is all the jobs that are.
And we got different, you know,
that's
CNC
nice.
home, line home,
Yeah.
and everybody's motors in different stages. You see at the top,
Yeah.
CNC work, home, and then it just goes on line home balance. I mean,
Well, that's nice because you know what job's coming up next, what, you know, where it's at.
Well,
The biggest
Process.
part for the customer, they can get a code and log in and they can watch
See what's happening.
That's, yeah, no, that's awesome.
We've had them call and be like, man, I didn't really want that particular, I would rather have this.
Yeah.
So before I get it completed, I can just simply take it back off and put
Yeah.
on there what they wanted.
And that makes it good for the customer, you know, because, you know, honestly, you know, with this kind of volume, you know, you get behind, you know, you all try, you know, you try to put them in order, but that way they can see, hey, well, it's complete this process, this is what they're doing now, and that makes it good for the customer. Because a lot of people, they do have time, they're like, hey, I'll drop it off when you get to it, but, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, but it also keeps somewhat of a running tally, you know, so they
Yeah,
kind of know how
they know
much
what
money
they're
spending.
working with.
when, you know, it was Kevin, Sammy, me, you know, we hired, you know, obviously the other guys, but man, we used to do this all on paperwork.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all
Yeah.
handwritten, and we always tried to figure out what's a better way to keep track of all this stuff, and Kevin seen this at PRI and jumped on it.
Yeah,
And we've modified it several different
Yeah.
times along the way, but, and I think people know how much TKM works hour-wise. I mean, you know,
yeah.
we got 13 or 14 guys now, and we all work 50 hours a week, you know what I mean? And Saturdays, if we're not, you know, so we try
It's
to
like
get stuff.
this past weekend, Thanksgiving, like I worked till 1 o'clock, or till 8 o'clock Wednesday night. I worked till 1 Thursday, till 12 Friday. Plus, we had a guy, one of our,
Yeah.
I had his work, so I had to get it done, you know what I'm
He
saying?
had, he's going today with his snowbirds. So,
Yeah.
and it's worse than Thanksgiving, it's really done. How many places are going to do that?
No, you're right.
He's had some issues, you know, with the car for 6 months or so. And luckily, I got it done, and instead of him firing it up on Tuesday, he was here on time. We figured out what the problem was.
Exactly.
And it was like, how much longer could it have been, you know what I'm saying? It only took 2 pulls, and then we figured
And
out.
that's what makes it nice. Like I told him, it's a one-stop shop. You know, a lot like the Skinny was telling me, you all don't want the engine dyno anymore. Most of these go in a car, and they get put on the dyno anyways. But you can do it all in-house here. You know, like
Most of the stuff nowadays, man, has so much pipe work, turbos mounted here, it's too much to engine dyno.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there was a few carburetor deals that guys wanted to dyno, and that was
Yeah.
easy, but nowadays, man, it's so much boosting. And then the engine dyno broke, and it was really old, you couldn't get parts for it, you know?
Yeah.
So we took it out, which made Skinny's room.
yeah,
For what he
yeah,
does.
and that makes it nice. I like how he gets everything ready for you. He's over to you. I think you guys got a good, you know, like, of course, I've used old machine shops, but a lot of people don't understand. And what I've learned is, like, say you price in a rotating assembly balance, right? Well, most people are balancing on a machine that's 20-some years old, which some machines are good that are old, you know, I'm sure you all know that. But, you know, you can pay $250, $300 to have a balance on this machine, or you can have it on a machine that's $200,000 You know, I mean, there's a lot of technology
In the
advancements.
end, your old machines are only gonna let you do what they'll do.
It's like, guys come in and they want to refresh their motor, they know there's an engine not plugged in or something that's come down.
Yeah.
Well, there's other shops, machine shops around Asheboro or wherever.
Yeah.
And we tell them, like, man, like, our prices are a little bit more expensive. And we really don't want to do it. But like, it's not worth it for them to get a performance valve job, which, and that's all we can do. That's the equipment we got. We have to charge for that. It's not gonna benefit you. So the best thing we do is to make it up for it.
Yeah, that's something that's
It doesn't have to be perfect.
yeah.
Today, and that got to our 200 motors.
Our biggest goal now is try to streamline some stuff. Just fit in some pockets, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you have engines like for shops like Denton, then you have like Cornbread and stuff. They specialize in stuff. They do other stuff too, but their bread and butter is, certain combinations, certain deals. Well,
And
we kind of
pro
got,
chargers, yeah. Yeah.
and like Denton, small like Ford stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're big.
Constant or Coots, however, that's what did Charlie's motor. Yeah, they wear a lot of Fords. So.
We do a lot of LS, Coyotes, Gen 3 Hennies, and then, we got our racers.
Yeah.
We gotta weed some of the stuff we just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a time frame because we're not trying to keep our racers not racing.
Exactly.
So we gotta get this stuff.
And then of course you guys, the smart thing is you guys offer, somebody might not be able to sit down and be like, hey, order me this block, I want this compression rate, or these pistons, this, I want this quench, they might be able to get on the website and be like, well, this black sheet package, John Dawkins use it, it's been fast, it works, Justin Swanstrom had one in the car, man, good, so they can, well, look, I can call, get this motor delivered to the door, you all offer it in different packages,
We have some customers that are a little more detailed than other customers as far as exactly what they want.
Yeah.
But then some of them are relying on our experience of, what they've seen
Yeah.
on YouTube, stuff at the track, so they're like, well, let me get that. And
Yeah.
that's basically what Proline did.
Yeah.
If you tell them, I want to make this power and this fast, they're gonna say, well, this is you.
Yeah.
And you're gonna say, well, can I change the piston to this? And they're gonna say, no. Well, can I change the cam? No, this is what you want.
But that's what they're paying for too, is experience, because you all already tested the cams, you all packed cams around, and
Yep.
you know what works,
And that's where you just have to trust us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you can buy, and then if you did that, it streamlines the process, like, all right, we got 3 engines packages.
Well, that's,
so,
so right here is our, it was a custom piston, but for an LS deal, but we bought so many, they turned it into our shelf piston. We got
Exactly.
4030, we got 4125 stuff, like you say, then it cuts down the wait time on pistons because they already know how to make these.
and you got them.
Rods, we got them in stock. I mean, Jonboy looked into on the Ford system, and it was like 13 Gen 3 Coyote blocks, long.
Yeah.
Right now we're completely out of Dart LS blocks. We have 7, and they're all sold. Dart just told us 30 weeks
30
before
weeks.
blocks show up.
So you guys hear that, you all better be getting a hold of them.
30 weeks for Dart Next LS. Some of the valve companies, 36 weeks on valves because they can't get material.
Yeah.
Well, that's when we're trying to, on your pretty simple LS and Coyote stuff, we're trying to buy up all this stuff so we can build the
Yeah.
motors.
And that's everything, it's bearing stuff.
Yeah.
I think Jonboy.
Main studs.
Intake gaskets, I know they're hard to find.
When Jonboy finds a set of bearings that we use often, I think yesterday he bought every bearing, every 663 bearing that Liberty had. Like every one of them. Even, some of the ones we don't use,
But that way you have them, because you don't know what you're gonna run into.
Right.
If you all streamlined everything down where, all right, this is the packages we're offering.
This is how it performs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That does make it nice, and it makes it, they'll trust you guys. Look, we know they put it through the ringer, these different combos. they've had them in different cars, radial, no prep, you know.
Like our Coyote stuff, man, we got it in street cars and we got it in Joel Steele's 6-second stick shift.
Yeah, we were World
Fastest
Cup.
stick shift. So we got Coyote packages from there to there. We've got LS stuff from street stuff. We, you know, obviously John Dog like sheep, I mean, we got it.
Yeah.
So we figured out.
And one of the biggest things is, like, if you tear your shit up, you got it, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's built to come with, like, you know, a small block Ford. It's, if you tear up something at the track, you might find it, you may not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you got an LS, they'll be throwing parts at you.
Especially like we were talking, that's a little more exotic, like, you know, that stuff there, you know, who's got, you know, I mean, I'm sure, I guess the head's the same pattern, but like I was looking into, before I got that other motor, I was looking into a Yates headed motor, and I was like, well, Yates head can make good power. But what if something happens, you break a rocker or something on the track, you think you're ever getting anything?
Like we don't have any shelf small block Ford stuff.
No.
It just, there's too many different variables to go together, whereas your LS, your Coyotes. One company deal with performance, they do Gen 3s. They're the same way. They figured out the piston, they figured out the rod and the crank combo, and their stuff is actually out there on the shelf. They'll just send us a build sheet and use this piston, this rod, this crank, this block, and bam, we do a short block, send it to them. But your big block Chevrolet small block Ford is a little trickier.
There's so many, you know, this has so many different crank strokes, rod lengths, compression height pistons, push rods, rocker arms, lifters. I mean, it goes on.
I mean, and be honest, like the LS stuff, like you don't need roller rockers for most of these motors. They're running, you know, like, oh yeah, I need a stock rocker. Well, I got 10 in the back of my Chevy pickup.
If you had some type of lifters or something, you know, some Johnson lifters or something, you pull one of them up and all somebody has some stock buckets, you can put them in.
Yeah.
Like
Well, say if somebody hurts one of these combos, like, hey, calls you up, like, look, I got black sheep and torched the piston. Can you drop it? So you drop it off, like, well, you ain't gotta wait 18 weeks to get a set of pistons, man. You gotta set, you know, like, get you back up and running quicker.
And we don't just necessarily, somebody call over to sell a set of pistons, we don't necessarily do that because we need it for stuff that we've got in the line that we build. We sold a set of pistons the other day to Chase, Wayne.
Oh,
We normally don't do that, but man, in a weird time on, because you know, we had what he needed done with some of them. We generally don't do that because we have so much stuff that we need. So.
But if somebody has a combo though that you all built and something happens, they bring it in to have it repaired, at least you know what you need.
Well, it's like the Top Gear hook deal. We don't sell the hooks. We make them here ourselves for every different combination. Every board space is, that's what the size of them. Sometimes people call and ask for hooks and we don't sell them. I mean, it's just, we're not trying to get into that battle back and forth, but we just send a set out today with our customer. If you have an issue, you can change some stuff around, doing some different stuff, we sold them some hooks. I mean, that's our customer. I mean, you know.
And that's what sets you apart from different, you know.
Some of our racing parts in this land, we got them, we did like, we got 5 boxes in a set of rods right there. You know, we stayed ready for that thing. He can't sit out. So.
I would have liked to see that car on that. What was that, yesterday?
The first pool was what, 44? 44. And I'm sure, you know, the Dyno didn't have quite enough load out back, so it kind of ran away. So that number's kind of skewed.
Yeah.
We fixed some stuff and it made a little more than that, but we adjusted the load, but then we added the power so it doesn't run away again. But that car has consistently made under 4,000.
Yeah, fuel takes over that road, it's been 4,000 several times. But as far as seeing it, it's wild. We all standing outside the door like looking around. I mean, it gets scary, man.
That's like my kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been with it from the beginning. We changed something that better almost every time. You know what I'm saying?
It's a 500 inch small block Chevrolet. 360. They kind of make 208, 210.
I guess I better let y'all get back to work.
This is Jonboy, man. John, we brought him in a couple months ago. He's always sold parts.
Yeah.
He sells parts here. He does engine combos for people. He's really helped us out tremendously. Talking to customers on the phone, ordering parts. He's been.
So that's the guy you need to call and talk to if you're trying to find something.
Everybody wants to talk to Kevin.
Yeah.
Everybody, and we get it, man.
Yeah.
Kevin owns a place, everybody wants to talk to him, but man, he's always on the dyno. He's always on stuff on his phone. He's always doing stuff. There's a lot of people that, they don't want to talk to John because they want to talk to Kevin. John was the guy to talk to. He'll get you straight. He will call you back. Kevin would have, at the end of one day, Kevin would have 40 people to call back before they hired John. There wasn't enough time to call people back. John was on the phone, he's ordering stuff, talking with vendors, getting deals, making packages.
Yeah.
He's the guy to talk to, you know what I mean? Like, he will get you straight. And then if it's something, it's not a thing that you can't talk to Kevin. He'll get you on the phone with Kevin, but we can't say exactly what that's going to be. You know what I mean?
I've seen Kevin work some crazy hours too. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's
working, he just here.
Yeah. He ain't working, he just shows up.
Yeah.
Jonboy's who people can talk to, man.
Okay.
And he knows a lot. I mean, he sold parts for 16 years, and we brought him on. He had a lot of knowledge of motors. Which he's learned a lot in a short amount of time. He kind of threw him to the wolves, actually, and then he's done good. It's everybody wants to talk to Kevin, man. He don't even answer my phone call.
Well, that's like when we were stopping by and talked to him on, Facebook. And I was like, I talked to Sammy a little bit. Like, I don't want to just show up and bother you guys, but look, like Kevin, he sponsored our coverage for Darlington, and like I feel like that's the people. Like I want to support the people that support us, and like when you guys are right outside right outside where we're going, like we can check it out and show people. Yeah, I mean, you hear like, oh, TKM and this and that, but when you see like the process, you understand what you're getting for your money.
This is the pile of stuff that's done that people won't come get.
Everybody's in a hurry.
Yeah, like you in a hurry until it's done. Well, it's done. Come get it. Like these are full bills.
Some you'd like give paycheck.
Yeah, like we ain't gonna get no Christmas if y'all don't come pay for these motors. We ain't getting no Christmas.
Randy, come get your motor.
This is it's machine work stuff. Full builds, whatever. But basically, this is where we set up the dyno. Actually, Kevin's putting this car on the hub now. So, and then the drum dyno is right underneath it. So these spots just roll out, and then you can get on the drum if you wanted to. I mean, this is wow. As far as, there's guys that are able to check. Instead of going to the track 10 times and having problems, this dyno will help you. See what works, your transmission, your converter. It really will teach you a lot. Yeah, it'll show a dyno number, but in the end, this sets you up to go to the track faster than going to the track 10 times and having problems.
You can't chase a number. This is
it's a tool, man. And there's honestly been a lot of people learn a lot of stuff by coming here 1 or 2 times instead of having 10 trips to the track.
Yeah.
Then
they got to pull the converter.
Then they got to pull the converter. That thing will show you, teach you a lot early. So if you got a brand new build, we can either run it on the roller, depending on what kind of power it makes, or we'll put it on the hub and get out. So it's a real nice piece.
Car sitting here.
This is, here's Julian. He's our little Australian mate. But it's a, he got it ready, man, and COVID took over. So he got ready and then COVID took over. We really haven't got to run it but one time. It's aluminum pieces. We've done machine work, piston package, cam package, all that stuff like that. It's got Jose's, some 98s on it from Jose. It's a tie drive and 5-speed transmission. It's all brand new build. It just hasn't had a whole lot of time. Yeah. You know, Stephen E's Rock Solid did the turbo kit. Joe C polished everything. But they had different turbos on it and pipes.
Yeah.
All that was polished.
Yeah.
We changed it up a little bit. Now we got to send the stuff back to Joe C. Had it polished up. If Jared wants to. But you know, it's a radio versus the world deal.
What kind of power does this thing make?
I think maybe it's me 42, 44 on or something like that. Kevin necessarily, he doesn't care to just bring them out on the dyno.
Oh, no.
You know, I mean, he's more conservative.
You get them
Make it
80%
real.
here and let them blow them up the track.
Yeah, he's good with that. Yeah, he's good with getting everything dialed, make sure everything's working, then go on the track.
It's a tool, you know, and that's what a lot of people chase numbers, but like you said, you can build the motor, get it in the car, and take it here and put it on the dyno, and know what you're looking at.
Yep. And we don't really work on the cars, man. You know, having 200 motors, if we had 200 cars out there, tour cars, I'd hang myself.
Oh yeah, you got enough with the engine.
People ask us a lot about working on cars. We don't even quite have enough manpower for the motor stuff we got. The car work, we just can't do it. You know, Ken will help people on the dyno, trying to figure out situations and stuff like that. And as far as dropping your car off and us putting a converter in and stuff like that, we just do what we can. We don't have the room, we don't have the people. You know, so.
You got enough going on as it is.
Yeah, I mean, we got a few house race cars. You know, Jesse's Nova.
Oh yeah.
Leaf Spain deal.
Yeah.
You know, we'll help them a little bit. A couple cars, Sammy drives, whatever. Some stuff Kevin drives. We might have to do a little bit of stuff too.
You don't have enough hours in the day for that kind of stuff.
It really ain't.
Yeah.
We keep tons of Darton sleeves for LSs and Coyotes. This is all the diamond stuff that we keep for people performance for their teams and their classical rounds. We try to buy up all the main studs, head studs we can find, Moroso stuff. I mean, you know, since the whole COVID has been tight on parts, so we try and get a lot of the
What you know
popular
you're
stuff
gonna
we
need, yeah.
use. We buy it in as much as we can. We ship motors. We've shipped stuff to Arizona, California. We ship stuff to Australia to Jared. You know, we try to put it on a pallet, man, and everything. So if you can't just drop your motor off, call us. Sherry will help you set up shipping. We'll get it here, and we'll get it back to you. You know what I mean? It's and it really shipping ain't that bad.
No.
So.
Not with the price of gas, even if you're a few hours away by the time you drive.
And some people just
you
want
drop
to
it
drive
right
because
off.
they want to check it out, and we get it. I mean, you know, just like y'all can just swing by and check it out.
Yeah.
Ain't no problem. But shipping is an option. These are actually ready to go to that Demon Performance here in South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
They do all Gen 3 Hemi stuff. We only do Gen 3 Hemi stuff through Demon.
Oh, okay.
You know, they figured out the packages with our machine work and stuff. So if anybody calls us on the new Hemi, we're gonna send you the Demon.
Yeah.
And they'll help you pick out what you need, and then it's gonna be done through us.
Yep.
You
You
know,
all just work together.
yeah, we do the short blocks for them and head machine work and assembly. They put the cam in, heads on, and go from there.
Yeah.
You know, so these are just 2 short blocks in here that'll ship to them, and they'll do everything.